Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that whenever and wherever you are in this lovely fifth dimensional universe, when you hear this recording, I hope that you are aware that in every moment you are in conscious, co-creative effort with Prime Creator, with the Divine Will, with the One God. Your co-creative efforts with the One will put you in a position of no longer being a victim to the elements around you, because you are no longer immature. You are now grown-ups in the universe, and you will be able to control your destiny with your co-creative efforts. Accept this to make your life that much easier, that much sweeter, and that much better. I want you to be prepared to accept your new and improved dream life. Accept your own magic. That was a message that Prime Creator started to give me yesterday, and he gave me the rest of it today. I had written it down yesterday, and he said, while I was recording the beginning yesterday, the intro, I was getting ready to read that part, and he said, no, save it for tomorrow, because I am 100% 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in connection with God and in conversation with God. He is my best friend. My best relationship is with God. I say he just because that's just the pronoun I grew up with, but God is beyond gender. So just for your knowledge, FYI. Sometimes I say Divine Mother. I like the female energy of God and the male energy. I work with both. But it's just easier for me to say God. But when I say that, if it makes you a little cringy, I want you to insert the words the universe or Prime Creator, Creatrix, the Divine, or the One Will. Whatever words or word or phrase makes you feel the most emboldened, the most empowered. Whatever makes you feel closest to that which is the first cause, the prime energy of the universe. So I'm always in constant contact, and I'm always having these conversations with God, and we have a really good time, and he makes me laugh a lot. He's got a great sense of humor. At least the version of God that comes to me. If you're an extremely serious person and you get to the point where the still small voice that speaks to you inside of your heart is in constant contact with you, if you're very serious, then that God will reflect you. Your personality is reflected in the God, because he, she, it, they want you to feel that you can relate. They want to relate to you in a way that honors and respects the personality that you have developed on your own, using the free choice and free will that he, she, they, it gave you. So while I was in constant contact and in talking, he will interrupt sometimes and correct my course or add something to increase the knowledge of my messages. And sometimes it's through parables and storytelling, mundane things that happen in my life that always contain a little bit of magic, a little bit of a shock or a surprise. So I want you guys to get to the point where you are communicating with divine as much as I am. It's not overpowering. It's not God won't take over and make you do things. You can ask in every choice you make, what is the highest? What is for my best good, my highest good? What action can I take in this moment that will be for the greater good of all people? And every day before I know what my show is about, these are the things, the kinds of questions that I ask. What should I do today? It's going to reach the highest amount of people. It'll give them the highest amount of self-empowerment and the highest, most beneficial vibration. What's going to help heal people? What's going to help them succeed in life? What will bring them love, success, happiness, prosperity, money, the greatest amount of joy, love? And because I'm constantly in contact with my spiritual team, and that includes obviously God. God is my first string. He is always in my game right from the beginning, since he is the first cause of the universe. He knows best, right? So I want you guys to get to this point, because when you are in the flow of life itself, and you recognize that you are a co-creator and a matter manipulator, and you are not blown about in the breeze. We're no longer in the old Kansas anymore, honey. We're not. We're not in the 3D. We're not being pinged and ponged all over creation by the wheels of karma that used to spin our life cycles. We're not any longer at the mercy of our old soul contracts either. As you learned yesterday, 75% of our bad parallel dimensional worlds have been collapsed. We've been reabsorbing the energy. And speaking of energy, by the way, the Arcturians, what they told us is that a pink energy was going to come and bathe us with love and make us feel peace and joy. I took 2 videos and I think 3 pictures. I put 3 or 4 pictures, and I put them all up on my Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook today, and Twitter. So just go to Mermaid Girl 888 on Instagram and check it out. Check out these pictures. They are considerably more pink than what my eyes could perceive. My eyes were seeing it as pink mixed with golden light. As promised, both of those energies were going to come our way. And there were bits and pieces of purple and blue, but mostly the energetic cloud that was hanging over us in the form of an actual cloud. But there was a higher vibrational ultraviolet pink that, if you use your inner vision from your 8th chakra and your pineal gland connected, and you connect those to your spiritual team, you're going to be able to see with your higher vision. And this pink energy is been helping us quite a bit, but a lot of energy has been pouring through. I've been opening my 12th chakra consciously. I've been working on it. God's only allowing me to open up 6% at a time, because every time I open up a little bit more, the energy just flows through me like a mofo, dude. It's so heavy, the energy. And I've been just sleeping and relaxing and just kind of bathing in the light of the energy, but not able to function in the real world. I'm already backed up on my readings, guys. I know I'm still trying to get to it. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Trust me, I'm almost there. I have not forgotten a single person who needs me in that way. So, God wants you to know that you are in the process of becoming a mature, spiritual human. So anyway, what he told me yesterday and then what he told me today, and I was asking, what am I going to do the show on though, right? And earlier today I was like, what am I going to do the show on? And he said, I need you to do it on magic. I'm like, okay. And I started asking, this kind of magic, that kind of magic, what kind of magic? And finally I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get my notebook and I'm going to do some automatic writing. And you're going to tell me what to say. Because you're teaching me as much as I'm now relaying it to you guys. So God is teaching all of us through me as your telepathic channel of the information. And it's all very easy and it's good. But I wrote like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. And when I got done, I thought I'd only written 4 pages. And I counted the pages again. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it's 6 pages. This is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It was just like so fast. The energy was flowing. And when God is like telepathing, he telepaths all the messages at once. And I have to unravel them. And sometimes I have to go, please, let me go back and hear the one sentence again. And then he puts them in order. But I'll hear like 3 or 4 sentences at once. And I'm like writing fast and furious as fast as I could. This took me like maybe 20 minutes to write 6 pages. I hope I can read my writing. You know, and if you go see the movie Kardec, and we're going to go over the second part of the Kardec series on Monday, this coming Monday. And Saturday, we're starting a brand new book on clairvoyance and psychic powers and abilities by a Swami, a guru teacher who lived in India. I don't think he's still alive, but if he is, that's pretty cool. There's no copyright in his work. It's in the public domain. So he's probably not still alive. But we're going to get a little bit more serious about owning our new selves, our new magic and our new powers. Because you've got the magic in you. And so do I. And it's going to become more and more evident as your chakras open up one by one. If you haven't done it already, you have to start loving everybody on earth, regardless of how maddening their ideas, opinions, beliefs, and actions might be to you. No matter what they are, you have to love the person. And sometimes you have to forgive the action or the personality flaws. You have to see past all of it to see that they too have the spark of divine in them. They too are a piece of the divine just as you are. So I just wanted you guys to know that I'm constantly in contact with divine 100% of the time now. And if you do this and you say, you know, hey, I wish to be connected to my spiritual team, and you go back and do the spiritual team thing, then eventually you're going to start telepathing with God. And once you open up the mouthpiece of God chakra, I think it's your 9th chakra. And if you open that up, it's going to make your life so much easier. It is so much easier. You know, just like when I told God, please don't bring me any taxi drivers that are racist any longer who will try to rob me by asking me for a lot more money or tips or whatever. And if I'm in a negative mood when I hail a taxi, that doesn't work. But if I'm in a positive mood, that works every time. See, you've got to always constantly put your own effort into it, and then the universe meets you halfway. In fact, they meet you 75% of the way. You only have to think about the what. They think about the who, when, where, why, how. And it makes your life a million times easier. It's like my life is getting easier. Like today, I imagined that I was going to go to the store and get milk, the store just right next door. And as I was thinking about it, the rain started pouring down, the thunder rolled in, the lightning. I mean, it was like ridiculous. It was like, are you kidding me right now? Now I've got to walk down these really, the stairs are tile. I have to walk down like two flights of stairs and then go outside and walk down an outside, now rain-covered set of stairs. And there's only like the strip to prevent you from falling on every other step, which is crazy. Why isn't that not on every single step, right? I mean, hello, safety. And there's no railing. You have to hold on to like the bricks on the way down. It's ridiculous. I mean, because I broke my leg, I'm constantly worried about stuff like this. And I was like, you know, and then on top of that, to be rained on, and it's like right when I thought I'm going to go, the rain started pouring heavily. But I'm like, okay, God, is it possible? Is it okay if I stop the rain for 10 minutes while I run next door, get the milk, and come right back? And God said, yeah, sure, you have to ask the elements. And I did. And all of a sudden, the rain stopped. I went next door, perfectly dry, and I got the milk. And as I was in line, getting ready to pay, I noticed that there was itty-bitty bits of raindrops coming down. And I said, okay, elements, I'm going to be outside in 30 seconds. I need you to stop while I'm walking to my house. And 30 seconds later, the rain stopped again. And I went up into my house, and I said, okay, guys, can start raining again if you want. And it rained for maybe a minute or something, and then it was over. And then the heavens parted, and those beautiful pink clouds came across the sky an hour later. And that's what I put up on my Instagram. I mean, it was just an everyday miracle that I was able to control the weather, but I just politely asked them. But I'm a weather witch. And I only thought that meant, for most of my life, that I could predict the weather based on the pain in my body, which I still can. But now I have come into more of that power, more of the me. That is the true me, the true self me, not the little self, third dimensional victim of the universe me, but the empowered, emboldened, holy witch me. The mage me, the sage me. So I want you guys to understand that you are also me, and I am also you, and we all have co-creative power. And we're going to go over tonight what this involves, what this entails. In tonight's episode, God wanted me to call it Magic and the Dream World. And we're going to talk about how you can literally create real magic in your waking world by performing magic during your dream state, during your dream time. God gave me the instructions for us to do that now. He also told me that this is going to be part of a magic book series that I am to write. or at least a magic book. I'm going to do a series of episodes and then turn that into a book about magic for the Ascension. And God figured that this is the easiest way for your minds to accept magic, because you're going to start changing your subconscious mind about these things, about the fact that you are a co-creator now in this universe. You were before to an extent, but you also had to deal with karma and life and delays and a bunch of crap that you seemed to be enslaved to, but also included your soul contracts. Now that we've grown into maturity, we're like spiritual adults, regardless of our age. So we are able to have the life and the world that we want. And we're only going to be able to magic this into existence if we take into consideration the highest good and benefit for all of us. Like I asked God, am I being selfish to want a house? To want to own a house here in Ecuador? And the answer was no, because once it's for your highest benefit and good, it will be for the highest benefit and good for others. I'll hire a pool man, I'll hire, a maid, I will help other people by giving them money for the things that they wish to do for a living. I mean, some people really love to clean and serve others. That's like their thing. They want to do that. It makes them happy that they are a supportive person like that. And some people use it as a jumping off point to make money for college, to go do something better, right? Which, of course, I always encourage. I had a friend years ago. Well, my friend, she's still my friend, but her ex-boyfriend, they were together for a while, and he was a pool man. And she goes, I don't know if I should just be with a pool man. I don't know. And she was kind of a little bit judgy about what he did for a living, right? And at first she was like, oh, it's pretty cool. He's got his own pool route. And then she's like, well, he's a pool man, but he only has 5 pools. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, well, when did he start? If it was like 6 or 7 years ago, he's a total loser, right? He built his route up to 5 or 6 houses. That would be dumb. But if he just started. And so she asked, and she's like, okay, you're right. I feel humbled because he only started 6 months ago, and he didn't really know how to advertise, and it took him 3 months to figure it out. And once he figured it out, now he's able to get the people. And then I had lunch with them one day, and I said, well, there's a free newspaper called The Recycler. I don't know if it's even still around, but in Los Angeles, you could put all of your advertisements for absolutely free online and in print. And then the big car manufacturers paid a big ton of money to put their ads in The Recycler. And that's why your little tiny classified was free, right? So it was like a win-win-win for everybody, right? And there was also the Auto Trader, and there's 3 or 4, and you walk into 7-Eleven, you grab the free newspaper with your free ad in it. I mean, guerrilla marketing at its finest, and he started using The Recycler, and he also, years later, probably started using the internet, but this is before the internet, right? So I'm like, you've got to do The Recycler. He's like, I've been paying for ads in the LA Times, and most of the people that it reaches aren't even in this county, or this, or not county, but this region, because LA is a huge place. And, oh, you got to use Recycler, baby. This is the best way. And he's like, oh. And pretty soon he was up to 20 and 30 pools, and then he was like working like all day long, I think by then they had broken up, and she was kind of, oh man, I should have stuck with it, because look at him now. And then he was like training other people so he could manage the other people, and then he wouldn't have to work at all, just make the money, right? I mean, that was like his goal all along, but he wasn't communicative about that. But anyway, so some people, I don't know, I don't think you should ever judge anyone that does a menial job, and you probably don't, and I don't for sure, but I was thinking about all the people that I'm going to help with having a house. And then God showed me this land. I was led to this website that I hadn't been on in 6 years. And, like a couple weeks ago, and he showed me this land and he goes, I want you to buy this land. This is your spiritual retreat land. And it's freaking enormous. And I'm like, okay, well, you have to bring me the money for it. And he said, it's on its way. Manifest the house first, then manifest the land. He told me today I should have the money by April to buy the land. And the land is enormous, and most of it is old growth primeval forest. And that is, that's the word he said in this. Actually, I'm just borrowing from what he told me today, primeval forest. But it's old growth primeval forest. And I'm like, oh, if we could hike out to that part of the land, all of us, all of you guys, I want you to come down and have a spiritual retreat with me. And we could hike out to that land and breathe in the oxygen from these trees that are old growth. And once I buy the land, the government will give me up to $6,000 per year to never cut those trees down and don't build on that land, on that part of the land. So I will be the steward of what the earth is doing already. And I'm like, yes, I accept that challenge. And it's beautiful. I want to do this. And I asked God again, am I being greedy to want this? And he said, no, I put the desire in your heart. This is where you're going to strike and achieve balance and harmony, and you're going to raise the vibration of the earth using this land. And there's Incan artifacts, and there's hidden Incan gold is the legend. It's like Puma Pungo, or Ingapurka is another name for that. It's the only place where the goddess is worshipped in all of the Incan world. It's the only goddess temple. I went there. It's pretty. I released a lot of spirits that were trapped. Not as much as you'd think, though. I think it was only 150 spirits. I wrote it down. But so God told me, don't worry about it. When you find the Incan artifacts, and if you find the Incan gold, you can create on part of the land an easement and build a museum. And then that will become another thing that you do for the country of Ecuador, where that will be like a national treasure. And you will become the steward of that as well, if you're willing and ready to accept the responsibility of it. And then I would have to hire people to run the museum and hire archaeologists and scientists to maybe make a movie, that people can sit in a room and watch to learn about the history of the land. And I would run spiritual retreats a couple weeks a year. And I already have ideas of what I'm going to build on the land. I'm excited about it. And I told God, look, this is something I've known for like 20 years I'm going to do, have a spiritual retreat center. And I thought it was going to be a healing center, but he said it's going to be more than that. So you don't call it healing, call it retreat. And I've been seeing this for a long, long time that I'm going to do this. But I told God I'm not going to be ready to officially settle down with this until I'm 55, which gives me 4 years from April, or from now, 4 years from August, basically, when I turn 51. That gives me 4 years to get all of that achieved. Then I could start having you guys come down and visit me. And tonight God said, when you do your spiritual week, you might want to do the best of Metaphysical Soul Speak, but once or twice during that week, he said he wants you guys to participate in the show. We'll have a round robin where we all talk about a specific topic, so we could pull more people in to this mass movement that is the spiritual renaissance of our souls. When we will be fully in ascension, we will be ascended together. And we're going to constantly be in a co-creative effort with divine to bring about heaven on earth, where the earth part of the equation will be already like heaven. So there you have it. I wanted to tell you, I don't even remember if I told you this or not. I've been meaning to tell you. I don't know if I told you I was abducted a couple days ago again, and I had a puncture wound in my neck behind my mastoid process. If any of you know what that might be for, I would love to know it. I guess I was struggling, and they pricked me accidentally on my left-hand side. It wasn't an injection. It feels like a puncture wound, but it's not. And it's just like so painful. And I think that they accidentally scratched me on my neck on the left side, but the right side is where they gave me an injection. And boy, my tinnitus has just been really raging. It's so intense for about 3 or 4 days. And the energy that's flowing through me is so hot. Like I have been burning up. And when I connect with the Arcturians the other day, or when the Lyrans popped in for a couple of minutes the other day, it's like my body just it's just like burning up. It's just, I get so hot. The energy is incredible. So that was something that happened. Another thing that happened was I was a part of a random class action lawsuit that was filed in 2012. I had paid at grocery outlet for a couple cans of tuna, like 4 or 5 or 6 cans of tuna on one receipt, okay? And all of a sudden I get a letter in the mail saying I'm part of a class action lawsuit, that they discovered they found my P.O. box because I had used my ATM card that was connected to that address. And they sent me this random letter saying, you are part of a class action lawsuit. Contact us and send us your email because you were ripped off, because I guess on the can of tuna, like it said, it was 4.7 ounces and it was only 3.9 ounces. So they needed to make up the difference of the tuna cost because they lied on the can, on the labeling, right? So, I mean, okay, so what? I missed like 0.25 of a gram of protein. I mean, it didn't really affect my health that much, right? But because they lied and they got caught, I guess someone took the tuna out, drained the water, and measured the tuna and said, ha 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 ha, we got a lawsuit on our hands. And they thought maybe it's a fluke, and I guess they measured it a few times and realized that it was a big fat lie and they were ripping us all off. So any of us who used a credit card to buy tuna during that time at grocery store or at grocery outlet or other stores, I don't even know. And I guess they didn't even want or need me to prove receipts. They were just like, how much tuna have you bought in the last month? And I was like, 6 cans or whatever. This was in 2012 when I still lived in Chico, guys. 7 flipping years later, I got paid, baby. 2 days ago, I got paid from this lawsuit. Oh my God, woohoo! Class action lawsuits rule, but you're going to be, this is hilarious. How much money after 7 years do you think that all of that paperwork and being tied up in court after all this time, how much money do you guys suppose I got? Take your time. Try to imagine how much money that I got paid back from buying like 6 cans of tuna or whatever. Do, 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 do. I literally received in my PayPal $2.38. It took 7 years to make $2.38 from the grand tuna scandal of 2012. Like, seriously though, really? Oh my God. How totally bizarre is that? And I was stunned and I was shocked, and I said to my son, well, guess what? Do you remember that old tuna lawsuit from a long frickin' time ago? And he's like, yeah. And I go, so here's the deal. I just got paid today from this class action lawsuit. He's like, oh my God, how much? I'm like, $2.38. He's like, that's awesome, Mom. And he's like laughing, and I'm laughing. And it made us so happy. It brought us such a beautiful mirth and such a joy that after all this time, something that I had forgotten. And I remember thinking, I wonder if I ever got paid for that. Maybe they sent me a check in the mail, And usually when you win these things, sometimes you get 10 frickin' cents, 15 cents. I've been a part of so many weird ass class action lawsuits. One was, I was a part of a class action lawsuit for writers that were discriminated against because of their age. And they were seemingly kept out of Hollywood. And I can't remember who was sued, but anyway, I'm like, okay, sure, and I proved that I had marketed my screenplays, and I had tried and made an effort to become a writer, and it wasn't really working, and that I never made any money during this 1 year. And it took only about 6 months to a year, and I got $150 or something. It wasn't a lot, but it was pretty cool. That was really neat. Took my kids out to eat. I think I bought him some clothes and took him out to eat with the money. It was kind of cool. But every now and again in the United States, people are so litigious. They're so sue happy that it's like, okay, let's go on the class action. So I started thinking about this, and I thought, well, I have been in a position where I owe suddenly a lot of money, like a lot of money. And I have to pay it, and I have to pay it like really, really quick, right? And so when I get this money, I'm like, this $2.38, I'm like, well, it's nowhere near, not even putting a tiny dent at all in the money that I owe right now, but it brought me such joy. And 3 different people told me I need to start having better faith in God, which I already do. So I'm like, that's an insult. You don't know me at all. But I started thinking, well, maybe there is a part of me still holding back from my own abundance, and I'm not able to pull the money in. And then a 4th person told me, you're not going to believe it, but I returned to my birth home in Montana, and life is really good, and suddenly I have a ton of clients, and the flow of abundance has been enormous, and I'm constantly busy, like 10 hours a day. And I'm loving life, and it's incredible. And I'm so glad that I let go and started to have real faith in God. And I allowed my abundance to flow. And so all this stuff was happening, and then this $2.38, and I'm like, oh my God, 238 is a very specific number. You couldn't have rounded it up to $2.50? What's up with the 38? And I started thinking about 38. What? And I thought, it's an angel number, guys. So I'm going to read to you what 238 in the angel number app, which is pink and purple. If you go download it in your Google Play Store, or the other one, iStore, whatever it's called, it's free. And this is what it says in this app. Angel number 238 says this: the Ascended Masters have heard and answered your prayers for increased abundance. They know that we humans have material needs, which they are helping you with right now. So there you go. Now I just remembered my father's birthday, 10/12/38, 1938 he was born. So is that true? God, was my dad born 1938, not 1937? So yeah, so that's the last part of my dad's birthday, 101, and then 238. In fact, I'm going to look up 101 right now, because that just came to me for a reason. and 101 has... how did that come? Today is lesson 101, or was that yesterday? Anyway, on A Course in Miracles, just recently, that came up. 101 was important. So we're going to see this. This number signifies fundamental spiritual teachings. As you let go and let God, your thoughts automatically become more positive, and this elevated vibration affects all good things into your life. Remember, guys, focus on the what, and God is going to focus on the when, the why, the how, the where, and the who. All you need to focus on is the what. God meets you more than halfway. Just focus on what you want, feel the energy of it, be grateful for it. Bada boom, bada bing, baby, it's yours. I mean, it's so easy and simple, and we make it so hard for ourselves, right? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to read to you guys the Schumann Resonance coming out of Italy today. At disclosurenews.it, they state at 10 a.m. UTC time. Much of today has been calm. The first sign of movement was at 4:30 UTC, and anticipated a strong activity that seemed to be of a short duration, about 2 hours. At 9 UTC, we have had what up to now is the largest movement at 66, another massive number, 66 hertz frequency. And 66 in the angel numbers, just get back to this for a minute. Damn it, opening up the app a third time. Yeah, I mean, the rest of this Schumann Resonance stuff is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to read to you anyway. All right. So 66 does mean when you're burdened by worries, stress, or fear, it's more difficult to hear angels' loving help. This is a message for you to spend more time in prayer and meditation. Ask for spiritual intervention and open your arms to receive the help that always follows your prayers. All right, so somebody out there needed to hear that, and there you go. So the 1700 report from disclosurenews.it states, the activity reported previously was the only one today, started at 6, returned to normal values at 11:30 a.m. So 66, so it's good, heating up a little bit over there. But now, when I look at what is going on here on heartmath.org, it's like there's no real big movements. It's just a straight freaking line all the way across, except for Alberta, Canada, which is always wild and willy-nilly with the energy flow. But it's still a lot more like a straight line than it has been in recent weeks. Okay, California started off at midnight at 125 hertz frequency and went down by 4 a.m. only to 122. See, it's like practically a straight line. 122 hertz frequency in California at 4 a.m. This one is really freaking weird. We're just flatlining in Hofuf, Saudi Arabia. And I'm going to go back and see where the last time they were at 3 in the morning on the 18th. They were at 1 hertz frequency at 3 a.m. on the 18th. Now, at 4 a.m. on the 18th, they went down to 0. And they stayed 0 all the way through, and they're still 0. So they're taking the place of what was Hulului, South Africa. I wonder if this isn't going to continue as a 0 for also a very long time. I don't know what this means, but now it was in South Africa, now it's in Saudi Arabia, that it's absolutely flatlining, a big pile of nothing as far as the Schumann Resonance is concerned. We're going to see what happens. I don't even know what this means, but I'm reporting it. In Lithuania, they started off at 132 hertz frequency at midnight, and they went only to 134, practically a straight line by 4 a.m. I'm telling you, charts are really weird today. Now, in Alberta, Canada, they started off at 235 at midnight, and they went down to 224 at 4 a.m. So they did make a little bit of a downward arc there, not a lot though. So Northland, New Zealand started off at 70. Nope, sorry. That was at 1. Started off at 72 at midnight, and they went to 69. Again, it's only a movement of 2 points. By 4 a.m., it's like practically a straight line. It's so weird looking. Now, Hulului, South Africa started off at 119 hertz frequency. And they went up only to 122. Again, practically a straight line. They all moved like, 2 to 3 points. That's it. Each. I mean, I'm looking at the biggest movement was 235 to 224. And that's in Alberta, Canada. And everything else was like 2 points movement. So it's all, except for Alberta, everything's practically a straight line. The only one that was a perfect straight line and didn't change at all, it was Hofuf in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And that's because they were just zero all the way across. So bizarre. We are on lesson 101 today in A Course in Miracles. And that is, God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. So, let's see if I can find a part of this that I can read that will make you. God's will for me is perfect happiness. There is no sin. It has no consequence. God's will for me is perfect happiness. This is the truth because there is no sin. There is no sin. Did you know when they say, go out and sin no more? In the Bible, did you know that back in those days, the word sin meant to worship Sin, the moon goddess? Go out and worship the moon goddess no more. That was what sin used to mean. That is the original meaning of the word sin. I hope that changes a whole lot of stuff in your mind right now, and this might shift your perception and your world in a way in which it heals you and brings you to a state of wholeness. Because God's will for me is perfect happiness. There it is. I'm hoping that someday soon God will bring me my twin flame and put the penis back in happiness for me. You just got hey-yo-good. All right. I had a joke about that. I just had to. Put the penis back in happiness for me, God, please. Bring me my twin. Sometimes a gal just needs to get laid, okay? No, I want perfect love and beauty. No more random sex. Well, not like I did that at all before at all. Just, I'm the kind of person that I have to have love and a commitment first. I have integrity with myself, and that's why. But it's super fun to joke about, right? Okay. Oh, God's will for me and for you is perfect happiness. And while that is the big thought for the day, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to teach you at the behest of God. Now, I telepathed this whole lesson, 6 whole pages I wrote out for you tonight. And it is literally this topic, magic and the dream world. How you're going to start creating magic in your waking life by using your dream state to achieve all of your loftier, higher goals and aims and achievements. Right after this. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's high time you did. It is the absolute easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's absolutely free. Second of all, they have creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. You guys have known that I've been doing this for 8 months using the Anchor.fm app right on my cell phone, and I have done it everywhere, right? I have recorded this in my living room, my bedroom, little cafes in Quito, Ecuador, all over Cuenca. It's so absolutely easy to make your podcast, and editing is just a snap. Anchor also will distribute your podcast for you, and it took me about 2.5 months to become syndicated, and now I'm available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more, and so can you. You can make money from your podcast also, and there's no minimum requirement. You get paid from your very first listener. It is everything that you need to make a podcast all in one place. So please, if you are interested in making a podcast of your very own, do not hesitate to start with Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Do you ever wish you could look into the next chapter in your book of life and see what's coming next? What does the universe have in store for you? I can help you with that. I will give you a Celtic cross reading, which is 10 cards, or you can ask me 3 questions, and I use 3 cards per question. So that's 9 cards, or I can channel your higher guidance, or maybe God directly for you. Maybe you want to talk to your dear departed Aunt Edna, because maybe you have a few questions and she was the smartest person you knew. If your deceased relatives are available or your ascended masters, I can channel them for you personally. Let me have 1 hour to show you the future in your next chapter of your book of life. Readings are $75, and it takes me 1 hour to 1.5 hours to complete. And for this price, you will also be hooked up to the healing grid around the planet for free, which means yours truly, me, I will be giving you Reiki 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the rest of your life. All you have to do is let me know. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, and we will explore your future together. Magic and the dream world. This is the message that God told me to tell you guys today. I telepathed it, but we co-created it. I wasn't in a trance when I wrote it. I actually was cohering with that energy of the Prime Creator. I was in the flow with him, and we created these words together. He told me what to say, and we did it together, Mostly this is his information, though. And sometimes I would add a word to clarify, but this is divine information. This is what he said. Before you go to sleep at night, bring yourself to a relaxed state of mind and body. Do this with deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth when you do this, by the way. He's telling me that now. It's not written down, that part. Bring your attention to your cells. See inside of them from your head to toe. Or toes. I'm sure you have more than one toe. If you don't, I apologize. So see what's different. See what needs fixing. And ask your spirit body to heal the physical. Then accept this healing. Say out loud, I accept this healing. Then just visualize that this is happening. Everything, every individual cell being repaired and brought into a greater state of alignment. Imagine and visualize that. Imagine yourself as a perfect human, aligning with and carrying the light codes in your genes, in your DNA, for your perfect, divine blueprint. Imagine that, because you do. You're holding and carrying the light codes in your genetic code, in your DNA, for your perfect, divine blueprint. Next step is to bring inside of you all of the other elements. You do not need to have outward forms with you. Like, you don't need to have a glass of water and a cup of dirt. It's a cup with dirt in it. You don't need that. You don't need to have a candle on, especially since you're about to fall asleep when you do this. So, don't go to bed with fire burning in your room. Safety first, kids. Concentrating on these elements, concentrating on them is enough. So for earth, imagine the trace minerals that your body needs to make it healthy and whole. Imagine that they are suspended in liquid form in the shape of your body, just floating above your body, just there floating right over your body. And then you consciously make an effort to take this into your physical form. And as you do, you see your cells absorbing these trace minerals: zinc, copper, magnesium, gold, and any trace minerals, even if you don't know the names of them. Divine intelligence knows what you need, and your physical body knows what it needs. Remember, with your mind, you are creating these trace minerals in ethereal substance. Remember the liquid, the form. And this is a liquid above you. And then you're going to pull it into your body like a warm blanket being put on top of you, and then it gets absorbed because it is liquid minerals into your body and into your cells. See your cells absorbing these trace minerals. See that this is perfect. It is all the trace minerals that your body needs and has been seeking. Next, imagine an illuminating yellow warm glow over you. This will be the fire element, but it must be felt as a little warm, never too hot. Take this floating form into your physical body as before. Feel the tingly, warm energy as it heals, soothes, and bathes your nervous system with this warm amber glow. For the water element, you're going to see a blue sea in your mind's eye, sparkling like a million jewels. It's cool to the touch, and you dive right in, hydrating all of your cells, bathing your joints and your organs with its loving, nurturing energy. Finally, for the air element, see yourself in a pristine, lush, primeval, old-growth forest. Your breath is ever present, so start your deep breathing. And as you keep your eyes closed and imagine you're in this forest, and if you're driving, don't do this right now. This is what you're supposed to do at night, right before you fall asleep. So breathe deeply the pungent aroma and the rich oxygen that life has provided for you. Next, you are ready for the dream time and your magic, to receive your magic. Your elements will appear to you in the night. Sometimes they are shy, and you must exercise both patience and diligence in your endeavors. Your words you say before you slumber will be the catalyst to these efforts. What are you going to say? This is what it is. Say these words. I ask that my personal element or elements come and reveal yourself or yourselves to me in my dreamtime state and teach me my magical purpose and truth. Now you guys are going to have to repeat this effort every single night until your true magic is revealed to you. You might have all of the elements or only one. It doesn't make you more or less important to anyone, or more or less than anyone. Okay, guys, I looked up and I'm looking at my Am Worthy, and there was a Google Earth picture, an image of the dang it, I think that said Mauritania. The picture changed. Anyway, what I saw was a native-looking woman, like a fairy spirit, imprinted upon the land. A Native American-looking woman with a covering, a shawl or a hijab over her head. And then below her was a black crow, and they both had eyes. Hers were closed, the crow's were open. And then her face, as I looked at it, turned into a lion. So she is a woman with a lion energy. Probably she was a Leo, and she's there with her crow, animal companion. So as I'm talking about magic, I look up and here, lo and behold, there's magic right there on the screen. I mean, I don't know. It's just when you open up that 11th chakra, you start to see everything. All of the spirits reveal themselves to you. And life becomes much more magical. And quite rapidly, I might add. So... All right, I already have like 3.5 pages left out of this. 6 pages, can you believe it? Usually it takes me an hour to go over 2 pages, but it's like going really rapid now. Okay. Repeat this effort nightly until your true magic is revealed to you. I think it's important I repeated that. Now, say your true magic is your spirit. That's the 5th element, of course, but you have your own elements. Now, you either are earth, air, fire, or water, one of those, or all of those. I am a Virgo with Virgo, 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 Virgo in my charts. You'd think I'd be earth, right? No, it's the one element I don't control. I can hear when an earthquake is coming, but I could sense it and hear it, but I don't have, earth is not my element, which is so ironic. But I do have water, air, and fire. I have 3. And tonight my higher guidance told me that my twin flame is all about the earth, baby. That is his element. Earthiness, earth. That's him. That's him in a nutshell. He's a down-to-earth person. And I'm a down-to-earth person too. I'm also very, very cosmic. But my element is absolutely not earth, which is ironic because I'm such a Virgo. I mean, if you look at my chart, if you were an astrologer and we have, 9 planets possible? Is that right? It's like our 12 planets, I think we have possible. Because that includes the sun and the moon as well. Plus all of our planet in solar. So it's like 8, 9, 10. I think it's like 10. Anyway, I have 8 in Virgo. In the 1 house of sex and death, the 8th house. And it's all of that's in Virgo in my chart. So I have 8 planets in Virgo. That is so freaking imbalanced. It's like I am earth, 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 earth all the way. Scorpio rising and Capricorn on my... Capricorn rising and Scorpio midheaven. That's why I'm so passionate and fiery, the Scorpio up there. Also might be why I open mouth, insert foot a lot and hurt people's feelings accidentally because I'm a heyoka and I just blurt out the truth before it just gets away from me, before I realize what the hell I'm doing. The truth hurts, but once the truth is revealed, then you can go about healing it. So I might hurt somebody and then in the next minute I'm already healing them. It kind of sucks to be me sometimes because I don't really, it's not conscious. It just, God just works through me and it's like, oh man, not again. I had friends that God would work through them and they were the opposite of a heyoka. They weren't there to needle and poke and prod and make the person feel bad or uncomfortable or embarrassed so that they change rapidly. They're more to smooth over ruffled feathers and bring a calm and gentle element. I've known people like that. They literally were the mouthpiece of God. They were the spokesperson for the Creator, and they didn't even know. They believed in God, but they didn't know that they were literally speaking divine truths like all the time. And they're so smoothing over and sweet, taking down those ruffled feathers and fixing things. And it's like so crazy. I've always been the opposite of that. Just blurt crap out and then, oh man. I remember when I was a kid, I caught my aunt in a lie to my stepmom. And I guess what happened was, I caught my stepmom in a lie to my aunt. My dad bought her a 12-string guitar, a gorgeous, gorgeous creature of a guitar, this beautiful, super expensive 12-string guitar, and he couldn't hide it from her in our house. You wrap a guitar, it still looks like a guitar, and it was for Christmas, but he wanted her to have it early. And he wanted her to be able to play Christmas music because she loved Christmas music so much. And he thought maybe she would want to play Christmas music on Christmas Day. So she would have to practice, obviously. So he gave her the guitar early. And my aunt helped pay for it. So we're all out shopping. And my aunt says, "You're not going to believe the gift we're getting you for Christmas this year. Oh, you're going to be so surprised." In my heyoka ways, I'm like, surprised schmize. She's not going to be surprised. She broke a string on that 12-string guitar yesterday. My dad had to go fix it. Take it to the shop today to get it fixed. Oh, I ruined it. I didn't know. I was just a little kid. I was like, I was like 10 years old. My heyoka ways have been heyokaing for a long, long time. Like when I hear something that's a lie, I just frickin' blurt out the truth so fast. Like, I can't, it's like comes out, it slips out of my mouth before I can close my jaw, you know. So I don't know. It is what it is. That's my Scorpio. That's my fire. So in my chart, even though I'm like very earth, so I don't want you guys to look at your astrological chart and go, oh, well, look at that. I got this planet in there. So obviously, or I'm a Pisces. I'm obviously a water element magician. My mage, my mage power is water. It doesn't always follow. I don't know why, but it doesn't always follow. So I wanted you guys to know that. I mean, it's not always what you think. But today, since I control water and air, and I'm learning how to control it, I can't completely control it. It's not like on the Hollywood magic, like the mermaid show, H2O, just add water. I can't just float water above a glass. I can't lift water. I tried it today, and I just kind of started laughing after 5 minutes. I'm like, well, obviously I can't do that. I don't think that part is real so much. Maybe it is. Maybe I just don't know how to do it yet. When my 12 chakras open, I can do it. I mean, but if I can control water, maybe I could walk on water someday. Maybe Jesus's element was water. Now that I think about it. And also, you know, what about the masters of light whose element was earth? Their robes never get dirty. They never need to shower or bathe. Their hair is always clean because they can control the dirt element, the earth element. There are many stories about these kinds of things, if you know where to look. All right, so I think you're going to want to keep a special diary. In fact, this should be, I was going to try to tell you with this information, you're going to need 2 diaries. And by diary, I don't mean you don't have to go buy an extremely expensive book. You can if you want, but just go to Barnes & Noble and for like $5 to $10, buy a blank book. You know, if you're really super low on cash, you can go over to like the 99-cent store. Sometimes has it, but the Dollar Tree definitely has it. They have blank books. They're kind of cheesy looking there sometimes, you know, but you could cover it with pretty paper or draw your art or paint on it, you know, if you want. But sometimes they're covered in cloth. Sometimes they're, you know, a little bit more like fake leather or something. But there are a lot of blank diary-like books. If you know where to look, you know, go look in the cheap stores. And if you don't find anything you like, then, you know, splurge on yourself. It's worth it. Have it, or just go buy a composition notebook. It's okay too. You know, it doesn't have to be fancy. You know, just go get a $2, $3 notebook and get a dedicated pen that you're not going to use for anything else because you want to use it only for this. It doesn't have to be a black or a blue pen. It could be purple. It could be green. Ain't no law. It says it can't have a green or a purple pen or pink or whatever. Turquoise. I even have a turquoise pen. I love it. It's so pretty. I even have a chartreuse green one. I'm very artistic and I like to think in terms of color, and I color code things a lot when I write them down. Or like I'll go over it or circle it in that color of the ink. And then I know what that stands for later because I think in terms of color. But you're going to want to buy at least one book for this. And it can be small. It doesn't even have to be a big one. You know, just a little book that you're going to be able to write down what efforts you made, and if you fell asleep, at what point did you fall asleep? So in the morning when you wake up, say, I fell asleep during this part. Because you're going to want to know what your resistance is. You're going to want to know what your what you need to work on. If you have any resistance during this process, write it down because that is a part of the process. That's okay. Don't judge yourself. You don't have to. We all have resistance, trust me. Oh my God. So don't worry about it. If it happens, don't panic. So what I just told you directly from God, all these instructions. Those are just a preliminary so that your elements will come to you and reveal themselves, okay? And once you know what you're working with, you're going to know a little bit more about what to do. And I did do in the past, I think it was March 25th, I did, or maybe the 26th, I did an episode on magic. What are the different types of magic? Like, what is earth magic about? What's fire magic? What's water magic? And how it all relates to the ascension. So this is just another step in that, on that path. You know, and if this isn't your path, that's okay. But God is telling you that it's okay for you to do this, all right? In dream magic, it isn't, you're not going to have to wear a robe or fashion a wand or have anything in the outward form world. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You don't have to become a goth. You don't have to start wearing black lipstick and black nail polish, unless it's your style, and then there's nothing wrong with that. I've been watching the Nowhere Boys, and I've been like, I really like the goth look. There's like 3 characters that are goth, and I used to be a goth for a while, and I'm like, I kind of miss those days. I miss my black nail polish. I miss just wearing black nail polish and wearing black lipstick, and I still do wear heavy black eyeliner sometimes. There's something magical about the color black. It reflects, and it protects you by reflecting all other colors so that nothing can penetrate. It's like a layer of protection. A lot of people think it means doomsday or, darkness or evil. It doesn't. It repels evil. The color black repels. So you might want to go back and go over all the colors. The episode I did on all the colors and what they mean spiritually and magically. I think I did one about dreams, because when you go through this dream magic process, you're going to have to, you have to understand that you have to unravel your own dream symbols. And that's why you're going to keep a dream diary, because you're going to write down everything you dreamed about, and it might not even make immediate sense. It might take you a few days, and then you go, duh, okay. And however you arrive at it in your mind, what this means is the process is important as well. You have to see what you are accepting. You have to see what you are rejecting, what you are having resistance and drag to, what you need to heal as you go, because it's all a process, right? So keep a dream diary at your side on your nightstand, near your bed. Say each night the following: I will remember all of my meaningful, magical dreams. You should probably write that down in your dream diary when you get it. Okay, so after your elements appear, and they will sometimes be quite metaphorical in their symbols, okay? They're not going to just come out and go, hi, I'm water, I'm your element, and then you're going to go, hi, water. That's not like that. It's not an AA meeting. Or MA, Magic Anonymous. It's not a Magic Anonymous meeting, okay? So the elements will sometimes use cunning in the forms of symbols and clues. Sometimes they will even give you a parable or personal stories. So you might go on a little adventure, and you have to figure out what the adventure was a symbol of, or what does that mean? Maybe they won't appear the way you feel, but suddenly you're in a ship and you're moving through clouds because you are a water and air element. That's your magic. So, maybe you will be at the foot of a volcano because you're earth and fire. But you have to figure it out for yourself. And keep asking every night. And then after 7 days, you're going to see what your elements are. You can see what the repeating patterns are. Because if you do these exercises every single night, that's when the true magic will start to reveal itself for you. So now after you figure out your elements, after you figure these out, you are ready to become a true dream magician or a true dream mage. Call upon your true elements and ask that they help you with your dream time spells. For magic is stronger in the fifth dimensional dream time than in the waking world. What you're able to magic up in the dream state, you will manifest that much faster in your waking world. You must accept this as truth, because it is so by your word, okay, that this is manifest. You must accept this is so by your word the following morning. You must say the following. You'll write this in your journal. I accept this new reality as my own. Now, if you're having a venting dream, don't accept that new reality as your own, okay? So you have to use spiritual discernment. Use a brain God gave a goose. Okay, probably you have a bigger brain than a goose. I know you do for a fact. Use the good sense God gave a goose. You have to use your brain, okay? So when you wake up and you write down your dreams, and you could cross it off if you determine it was a venting dream and write a V next to it. V for venting. Just cross it off. In fact, put V in front of the X and then put an L in front of the V, because LVX in Latin stands for, and now this is the alchemists, the master masons, the most secretist of the secret societies, write this, LVX, and that means in love and light. That means light. Lux, because the V is a U in old-fashioned Latin. Lux means light, like Luxor, Egypt. Luxury. Luxury is had in the light. Lux. So LVX. So if you do write down a venting dream before you realize it's a venting dream, and then you write it and go, that was kind of negative. That was kind of stuff from my past I want to let go of. Put a big X from it and put L and a V. Lose the venting dream, right? But also Lux, light. That will cross it off. It will cancel it out. It'll cancel the negative energy of that. So when you wake up and you have had a magical dream, and the thing that you want to bring about, what you want to impress upon the formless substance, and you have a dream. So say you have a dream that you are magicking up the car that you've been wanting. You've been taking the bus, you're tired of taking the bus, you've been imagining, visualizing during your waking hours that you have a car. You've even gone and test driven a couple, and you know the one you want. And you're waiting for the money to come, waiting for it to show up. You already know that car is yours. You have complete and total faith. So this is what you do. You go to sleep at night and you do your dream spell. I choose tonight to cast my dream spell using my elements of fire, earth, air, water, whichever ones yours is, whoever they are. And you're going to say, I need your help, and to help me get this car and help me create a spell in the dream time. So maybe you have a dream that you're standing in a circle, or all of your family and friends are in a circle and you're in the middle, and they're cheering you on because you just got your car. Or maybe you have a dream that you're driving your car in a circle around the town, or whatever it is. I don't know what your dreams are going to be, obviously. So I'm just making this up right now. But when you wake up, you're going to say, I accept this as my reality. You're going to feel humbled and at your core a sense of deep gratitude that it's already happened. If it happened in the dream time, your subconscious mind is 88% of your mind. Do you see why dream state is so important? When you're asleep, you're in 88% of your mind. If you can magic from your reality from that 88%, the 12% is so easy to convince. It's the powerful subconscious mind that you need to convince. You need to fix everything there, and that's why God is giving you the magic, the dream state magic, right now. All right. I don't even know if there's been any books written on this at all. I don't know. But this is going to be a pretty cool book, or part of the book. All right, so you must say, I accept this new reality as my own. Now remember, last night's episode of Parallel Universes, this might hop you up to the next best 2% better life every time you do this. Keep that in mind as well. Program your mind nightly to use magic to help your life in whatever ways you deem necessary, and it all shall be yours. Use magic with a pure and good heart, and ask that your nightly spells are cast in the dream state and are all of a high vibration, and that they are in perfect and divine order and of the highest possible good for all. So here's the protocol order. You're going to want to write all this down. So you're listening to this now, and you might not have a book or notebook to take notes, or maybe you do have your Metaphysical Soul Speak notebook. I highly recommend getting one if you don't have one, and go back and listen to the ones that appeal to you the most, because what God places in the desire section of your heart, the highest good energy and the desires of, ooh, I really want to learn about colors. Go back and listen to that episode and take notes. And keep your eyes and ears peeled, for books that might be coming your way, or conversations are coming your way, or classes that might be taught in your town or your city. Or go to Barnes & Noble and go find books on it. You might just stumble across them at the library. And start keeping a Metaphysical Soul Speak notebook. Taking notes. I know a few of you do. I know Rainey, I know you do. I know you listen every single night, and I know that every single night you're writing down the notes because you're following up. And this is how we're all going to learn and grow together, right? And now if you're taking notes and I say something weird and you're just like, wait, what did she say? What does that mean? Don't hesitate for a second to write me and ask. metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com. Just write and ask. I mean, just, hey, I had a question on this thing. What did you mean by that? Or can you clarify that a little bit more? And then, because if you have a problem, other people do. And, a lot of people aren't going to write in, right? So every person that has an issue with something, I said there's probably 25 to 50 people that are going, huh? So if I ever say something weird or I don't finish a thought because of my ADHD, let me know. And the next day I'll correct it. I'll fix it. And I'll tell you immediately. Just for the record. Okay, so nice little stall tactics so you could get up and go across the room and grab your notebook and your pen. Here we go. Here is the protocol order. It's very easy. Number 1, you must ask at night of your elements to help you. You have to mention to them what your goal is, or what your outcome is that you would like to achieve, whatever it is that your aim is. So, I would like my twin flame in my life. And obviously I can't control him, so whatever it is in me that's being blocked, help me unblock it. Whatever that's in him that's being blocked, help him unblock it. Whatever we need to achieve before we meet so that our meeting will have meaning, help us to achieve those goals. So for me, I was told today that I do need to buy that house before I can meet him. So I need money. So I need to relieve and alleviate myself of abundance blocks if I have any. And I also have to have complete and total faith in God that the money is fast flowing and rolling towards me, baby. And they'll be in my bank account quite soon, so that I could go buy that house with cash. And I have a feeling 3 or 4 of you are going to come down and visit me in my house as soon as I get it. Maybe by Christmas or like in January. I have a feeling. In fact, I kind of see it now, and it's going to be super fun. I'm so excited, actually. and you all know who you are already. I know you're like, oh my God, it's me. Oh my God, I saw myself in her house, and now she's saying it. Oh my God. And I know who you are. I already do. I see it. And I see 2 of you are going to come a little bit later. One of you is interested in the show, and the other, and your husband isn't, but you're going to come a little bit later. But we're all going to have a blast. Oh my God. Margaritas are in the mix. I see that, at least with some of you. In others, it's going to be weed with the bongs, baby. My bong Marley broke, darn it, but I'll get a bong in time. All right, back to the program at large. Okay. So here's protocol. You must ask at night of your elements to help you. Mention what your goal is, what your outcome you'd like to achieve. Okay, then ask that it is of the highest vibration and the highest benefit to all around you, and that it is in your own highest good. See that your aim or goal is already achieved. Imagine and visualize it as if it is here now. If it's a car, imagine you're sitting in that car with your hands wrapped around the steering wheel. Whew, taking in that good ass prana, baby. No, okay, wait. Channeling Ralph Smart again. Taking in that good new car smell. Feels so good, baby. So good. Maybe imagine yourself burning your bus pass, or giving it, if you still have money on it, you're giving it away to somebody less fortunate who could use it. So you no longer need it, giving it to your little brother or sister. And of course, they're going to cry about you not taking your car to give them rides. So maybe you can imagine you're driving your mom to the grocery store, or you're doing errands for your grandma or your auntie. You know, whatever it is going to make you feel good. I mean, there's no world in which having a car of your own is going to not be for the benefit of all, if you plan to help other people with it sometimes. Not all the time, you don't have to, but sometimes, carpool to work, And maybe you're going to probably want an electric car, maybe something that has a self-driving capability down the line. Maybe that's a possibility. You could get the kit to upgrade later on. It's always in my mind. Hotbox the car, baby. Road trip, hotbox, reality show. I'm just kidding. All right. So, for me, I want my house. And so I imagine that I'm swimming in my pool, and I'm happy as hell to be in that pool. I'm like, yeah. And of course, I do see a margarita in my hand. I'm floating around the pool in a floaty sometimes. And I see myself exercising in the morning and getting in shape and being thin, and it's all tied together. And I see there's a part of my, the house that I want has like a really rough stone wall. I see myself hugging that wall and giving good energy into it. And I'm kissing the wall, and I'm saying, I love you, house. I love you, house. And I feel the cold roughness on my lips. So I want you to visualize and imagine what it feels like, tastes like, sounds like, what the energy is like, what your energy is like after you've achieved it, right? Really get into what are the colors? the sights, the sounds. What does it do to your mind to already have this? I mean, don't just think that you need money, right? Because it's hard to connect to money. It's a tool that you get everything else that you want. So if it's new clothes, if you want a new wardrobe, right? Imagine yourself wearing it. Imagine yourself looking good in it, Imagine the jean material. If you want to get a new pair of jeans, imagine what that feels like against your legs as you walk. Or if it's silk or whatever the fabric is, just imagine that on your skin. Imagine the energy as you put that turquoise on. You're like, I feel so cool, like just calm, cool, collected, and happy at a deep peace, tranquility level, or maybe your color is purple or green or blue or yellow, and I don't know. But you have to notice for yourself what it is, right? So you have to imagine and visualize it as if it's here now and real and palpable. Every single day do that when you wake up. But this is what you do at night, okay, also. So then you feel the prize, whatever it is, already in your grasp. And your heart is overflowing with love and gratitude that this is so. This part of it is the fifth element. The fifth element is spirit, and this is crucial to your aim, and you need to aim, shoot, and hit your mark each and every time with this. And you will, because this is the protocol. Number 2, write down your goals and date them. Write down today's date when you write them down, what your goals are, what you start to work on. I started to work on the goal of achieving a new wardrobe today. Write down the date. In your dream journal or your goal journal, and you can combine it, it's fine. Just write at the top of the page, goal or dream, and then write, you have your element sections. That's only going to be the first couple pages. And then you're going to have your dream that you had. And so in the morning, you write down your dreams, what you did in your dream state. And you're going to have your goal. So so basically your elements will be the first couple pages. Then you're going to have your goal page. This is my goal. This is my aim. Only work on one thing at a time. That's important because you don't want to divide your mind or your energy. And then you start writing your dreams that come after that. And you work on it every night. And if you don't work on it one night, you write down, I did not work on it tonight. You're going to see how you delay yourself that way. And when you go back and reread it, you could go, oh, all right. No wonder it took me 3 months to achieve something that should have only taken 3 weeks. I'll do better. Don't beat yourself up. Just say, I promise to do better. Promise yourself to do better for yourself every day. So when your goals are achieved, make another note of this and date it when it occurs. And then you calculate the time that it took in days or months. How long did it take? Do this each and every time. And your efforts will double each time. So you're going to start making those manifestations more and more and more rapid. And your life is going to become easier and easier, better and better, and more filled with joy and bliss. And you're going to feel tranquil and calm and a level of bliss and happiness that you have never achieved before. This is your future and this is your now. Start now to have the better future, right? Even though the future never comes, you're always in the now, but you are going to 2% your life upward in mobility with this. Every time you achieve a new goal, boop, you're up 2% to the next best parallel universe until you achieve the top, the pinnacle of where you could possibly go. So, this is what God said. Your aims will become easier to achieve if A, you work on one goal at a time. B, eliminate all doubt and fear. C, visualize it's already here now. D, feel grateful that it's already happened. Now, God did give me a note on number B, or letter B. Letter B, letter B. Okay, sorry. Breathing. Oh, speaking of B for breathing. Breathing will help anxiety and fear and the memories of past failures and heartaches to dissipate. Use breathing to achieve that aim. And especially if your element is air, this is going to work for you very rapidly. Imagine that you heal this energy with every breath. In with the good, out with the old. In with the new, out with the bad. Okay, I said that wrong, but you guys get the drift. As you work this new magic dream program to achieve all of your aims, make sure also to connect to the appropriate angels involved in this effort. If you wish to also incorporate angel magic, if you want to do angelic magic, so say you're trying to find true love. And don't ever say, I need true love with that person specifically. I want Gabriel mocked in my bed by the end of the week. Okay, no, that's not going to happen. A, because Gabriel mocked, as gorgeous as Harvey Specter is, he's very, very married. Thou shalt not covet your neighbor's husband or wife. He's so freaking cute. Oh my God, he's so adorable. I love him so much. That little curve at the corner of his mouth just drives me crazy. I can't believe I watched all 8 seasons already, and I'm waiting for the 9th to come out on Netflix. I love Suits. It's such a good show. It's just, it's so cerebral, you know. It's so, I love the cerebral. I'm a Virgo, very, very Virgo. I like the cerebral nature of the show. But it was so dry that now I'm watching the magic show, Nowhere Boys. But okay, so for example, don't mention a name. Just say, I want love in my life. I want romance in my life. Please, love and romance angels, come and help me achieve my aims in the dream state in my casting my dream spells at night. Invite your elements, invite your angels. Always connect with God and your higher guidance. You might always want Archangel Michael there to protect your body as you do this. Okay, so what if your aim is to heal your body? What if you're sick? Sick in a bad way, like a long-term illness sick. Or something you've had your whole life and you're tired of having it? Archangel Raphael, work with him, her. He, she, they are a, Raphael is a, I think they would be Raphael's personal pronoun, because sometimes he's a he, sometimes he's a she. Depends on how you want him to appear to you. Archangel Gabriel can do the same thing sometimes. Michael's always male to me. And Uriel is the same, I think, is beyond gender for me as well. Is my experience of these energies. And your experience may be very, very different, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with having a different experience. Because we're all different and we need different things, right? So you ask your love and romance angels, for example, to help you. Ask your money and abundance angels to help you. You know, your money and abundance angels can help you with achieving the money to buy a new wardrobe, but maybe you need your fashion angels. Maybe there's fashion angels. I just made that up, but by my word, it is made so, right? Even though I'm only a teeny tiny spark of the divine, maybe it exists. Hey, if the fashion police exist, for sure the fashion angels exist to help you. Your fairy god angel will get you out of this. So whatever it is, ask. Healing angels, romance, love angels, money, abundance, career, success angels, business angels, right? Why not ask? If they don't exist, they won't come. But if they do exist, they will come. And they will help you. Make sure to ask your spirit guide to be with you. Ask your holy guardian angel to be with you, who's always with you, who's been with you in every lifetime, 100% of the time. Do you know that your spiritual guide has to prepare so much that you get a new spiritual guide for each life? But your holy guardian angel has never left your side from the moment you were just a twinkle in the spark of the divine's eye. You've had the same holy guardian angel this whole frickin' time on every planet. every dimension you've lived in. Something to think about right there. But okay, so ask your spirit guide to be with you. Ask your holy guardian angel to be with you. And if you haven't done it already, go back and find out who your spiritual team is. Go back to that episode. Integrate your spiritual team into this, and don't ever stop being connected to them 100% of the time, because they're going to work with you. You still have free will. You're always going to have free will, but they're going to give you advice on things when you ask. They will help you on things when you ask. They're not going to step in and do it for you because you have free will. They're not overprotective, shadowy parents. They're not, so they are always going to be with you, right? And they're gently guiding and giving you ideas. And so when you get an idea that pops in your head like that, you're just like, oh, huh. And then you go, hey, spiritual team, did you give me that? And they usually go, yeah, we did. What do you think? And then you can adjust it or tweak it. You could take it or leave it. A couple weeks ago, God told me to play the lottery, and I didn't feel like leaving the house, and I didn't. Now God said, well, I'm going to find a different way. Don't worry. You don't have to play the lottery. I'm like, well, when I play the lottery, I get nervous I'm not going to win. And then I get nervous I am going to win. And then I'm worried about meeting the people. And then God says, forget it. If it's going to create this much anxiety, forget it. It's not for everybody. All right, cool. So he found another way. So, all right. So call on your spiritual team, the divine, the universe, God, goddess, whatever you want to call the prime creator, grand will of the universe, call that energy in. Calling your elements, okay? And all of these energies and entities become your dream success team, right? So if you want to achieve all of the things that you want to achieve using dream magic, you must have a holy divine union. This will help you achieve your goals and make your progress faster for the best possible, happiest life ever. Now remember, using this method, you cannot fail. And if you follow this to the letter, you're going to be magically surprised at how wonderful and how much your life has changed. And after 1 year, imagine looking back on your dream, your dream magic journal, and, drawing the symbols in color, even just draw the symbols you have in your dreams. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, wow, I now have a dream magic book of shadows. But they're going to be filled with so much more light than shadow. And as it manifests by the light of day, you're going to absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt how magic and light-filled you truly are, and how you've been able to magic your world. If you stick with this and you put yourself in the dream magic way, no one's going to know. No one's going to walk into your house and see all of your, spiderweb curtains and bats hanging from the ceiling. You're not going to have, you could do this and have just a normal looking home. You don't have to, unless you're a very witchy person and that's what you like, no one can walk in your house and understand. They're just going to see a notebook and a pen in your nightstand, and you can just keep it in the drawer. And there you go. That's it. You don't have to get all crazy with it. You don't have to wear certain clothes or stand naked under moonlight in a coven of 13 women. You don't have to do all that. This magic is very easy and very simple, and anyone can do it. If you are uncomfortable with the word magic, you can change it to something else. Dream achievements. My goal journal, But this is what you're going to do if you want to use this path to get everything that you want in your life. This is just another way, and God wanted me to tell you this protocol today, and I didn't know it before today. I can't wait to start using it tonight. Actually, I've got a notebook I can start right now. It's pretty darn cool. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about that, guys. I love you. Love each and every one of you. I want to thank you for being on this ascension journey with me. I think it's pretty cool. We all decided and determined to do this together in this life. My God, how far have we come in the past 5 years, right? Holy crap. I mean, literally holy. It's not just crap, it's wonderful. Holy good stuff. I don't know. Holy manna from heaven. Without getting religious, but you're going to get to a point in your life where you're drinking nothing but the ambrosia and eating the food of the gods. And you're going to be so humbled by that fact that you're always going to walk the path of light, and everything you do, say, magic up is going to bring so much love and light into this world that we're going to transform it from the inside out. Remember that dreams are on the inside of you, and happiness is an inside job. And there you go, baby. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Please remember, I still need those ghost stories. Start sending in, writing out and sending in your ghost stories, or just, you know what? Go to anchor.fm/metaphysical. Add me, favorite me, so you're able to send me a message, and you can tell us your ghost story, and I will save it until Halloween when we have Metaphysical Ghost Speak. And also for December, I want you to remember all the times you thought you saw the real Santa Claus or you had a Christmas miracle, because we're going to do some very special shows in December around Christmas miracles. Whether you don't have to be a Christian. If it just happened around Hanukkah miracles are also welcome. Okay? Diwali miracles are also welcome. But any of you have seen Père Noël or Santa Claus, I want those stories, because that's coming up in December. All right, guys. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with all unique and original programming, just like always. Signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, guys, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.